Daily Broadside, day 937. Today I'm going to show you how little I know about how horse urination works. So, yesterday I was at a horse farm. I say a horse farm, it's like a 10-acre place with 2 horses. And they're like barrel racing horses. Like, one's 28, which I did not know horses live that old. And one is like 10, so I think one might be retired. But they're both white, and I can't tell them apart. And she said that, you know, one of them is aggressive and wants to bite you. I think it's pining for your attention, and I'm not necessarily trying to be mean. And the other one's pretty docile and all this. And so she left, and I was there all morning. And the whole time I'm trying to figure out which one she said was the other one, because all white horses look alike, if you ask me. But one of them had kind of like a little spots, but I was like, I wonder if that's the one that, you know, whatever. So I went over to pet it, and it tried to bite me. And I'm gonna tell you what, that's a harrowing experience when all them big teeth, because he kind of turns his head sideways, she, whatever. In a minute, I'll tell you why I don't know if it's a he or she. But it tried to bite me, and I pulled my nub back, and I'm like, man, you know. Then the horse, you know, knew what was up. Anyway, so at some point, and these horses are running around in circles and playing, and there's a dog, you know, annoying the crap out of them. And like every other horse I've ever seen that wasn't in an arena just stands there, you know, just eating whatever. They don't do anything. These were just running around like it had what do you call the things that the dog, the zoomies. The horses had the whole time, and they sound so cool, that when they clawed across the floor, you know. But anyway, at some point I'm standing there, and I'm marveling at this majestic creature, and because there ain't no fat horses, those things are pretty built. I mean, it's impressive, the muscle structure of those things. But man, it would be cool if you could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna take off and go 50 miles an hour across that field. I bet that'd be pretty cool. I would be doing that a lot. I'd be like, I'm taking off. You know, I wonder if you know how like when you go running and you hate your life because you're like, running sucks so bad. This is just painful, and I hate it. It's rough on my knees, and I can't breathe, and blah blah blah. You know, and people that like to run, I don't understand. I just can't get into that headspace. But if I could run 50 miles an hour, I wonder if it would offset the discomfort, and it would be okay. But at any rate, while I'm standing there, you know, looking at this animal, it starts urinating. Now, I've not seen any testes. I've not seen what I thought, you know, horses that were male just had these enormous, let's call them protuberances that just kind of hung down for the whole world to see. Because the same thing, you know, if you were hung like a horse, much like you would run 50 miles an hour at any chance, you would probably show that off all the time. You know, to anybody that would come over to your fence to look at you, be like, you know, that kind of thing. But I didn't see any of that. But then when the horse started urinating, the urine stream went like towards his front legs. And now I'm like, I know way less about horse genitals than I thought. It might be a hermaphrodite. A horse hermaphrodite. That's probably not a word, but so I don't know what was going on there, and I'm kind of like, what is? You would think that you would see, like, I'm imagining like a large scrotum, like a bull. Like, do horses not have that? I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is they're pretty creatures, and but I can only imagine having to own that thing, because they gotta eat. I don't understand how you have any livestock like that and go anywhere. You're like, well, we're gonna go to Belize for the week and have a vacation. We're like, no, you're not. You got horses, you know, because nobody's gonna come over and take care of those things, because hey, it'll bite you. So anyway, it's basketball season, and what I'm learning is that LeBron should have spent way less time trying to be what he perceives as the GOAT and the greatest basketball player of all time, and more time teaching his sons how to play basketball, because those dudes, I feel pretty confident I could step into NCAA basketball right now and take Bryce out, and I could probably body up Bronny. I mean, all they got going for him is genetic athleticism. That's it. That's it. It's just, it's so embarrassing, and I've said it before, but I would just, you're putting your children in those situations is such a horrible, horrible thing to do as a parent. And have you ever noticed that when you go into a convenience store, like an independently owned convenience store typically, and there are Indian people working there, like people from India, or any Middle Eastern country, I mean, you could get that too, you know, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Saudi, Yemen, Qatar, whatever you want to call it, you know, any of those countries, right? That they're always on the phone. Almost 9 times out of 10, they're on the phone while they're checking you out, and you know they're speaking Hindi or Farsi, whatever they speak that you can't understand. But and I'm like, who are these people talking to? Like, imagine going to work and just talking on the phone all day. I mean, I don't know. But and they always seem either angry or it's very important. You know, it's like and it's never like they don't ever laugh. You know, when they're talking to whoever they're talking to. It's just strange. I don't know. And I think that the human being creation should have a 1 hour way every month. 1 hour every month you get to remove yourself from your body to do maintenance, you know. Girls could give themselves a Brazilian, you know, heavy set fat people could do their toenails, you know, you could hairy dudes could shave their own back. You know, you could do just maintenance on yourself, and then you go back into your body. It can't be anything. You know, you can't be doing stuff like the rules would be that it's not there for, you know, your own prurient satisfaction. That's not what we're talking about. Okay, we're just talking about just maintenance, like you would mow your grass and trim your hedges, just body maintenance. I think that would have been cool if you could have built that in, and you just go into some kind of like, you know, mode where you're just like out of order, you know, kind of thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Much like horses. Y'all have a good one, Giddy.